1936 Berlin Olympic Stadium. It was a day of hockey final between the host Germany and India. When the match was about to begin, German Nazi idol Adolf Hitler suddenly walked into the stadium. The German spectators went ecstatic seeing their Führer. They raised their hands and shouted in one voice, "Hail Hitler!" But one man refused to salute the Nazi leader. He was none other than the Indian hockey team captain Lance Dhyanchand. There was a pin drop silence in the stadium. Whoever disrespects the Führer would get killed on spot. But to everyone's utter shock, Hitler saluted Dhyanchand. But what made the German dictator to do so? But before getting there, we must know who Dhyanchand really was. In a country where the people are doted over cricket and football, the National Sports Day of India is celebrated on 29th August on the birth anniversary of hockey legend Major Dhyanchand. This alone explains how much this man had contributed to Indian sports. But the bitter truth is that most of us haven't even heard of the superhero of Indian sports. Dhyanchand Singh was born in the city of Allahabad, Uttar Pradesh on 29th August 1905. He joined the army at an early age and learned the game hockey from his coach Pankaj Gupta. He had an extraordinary talent of ball dribbling. It is said that once his sublime skill and close control of the ball aroused such suspicion that his hockey stick was broken to see whether there was a magnet inside. Due to his extraordinary skills, Dhyanchand, a Lance Naik in Indian Army, was chosen as the captain of Indian hockey team for the 1936 Berlin Olympics. After an uncomfortable journey in third-class compartments, the Indian team reached Berlin just 2 weeks before the Olympics. The fatigued Indian team barely had time to take rest and disastrously lost the practice match against the host Germany for 4-1. The pathetic loss completely destroyed the Indian team both physically and mentally. But their captain Chand was never ready to give up. Team India defeated Hungary in their first match for 4-0 and continued their march to victory by defeating the strongest contenders like USA, Japan and France one after another for unbelievably high goal scores. And the top scorer of all the matches was Dhyanchand himself. He was unstoppable. The galleries were absolutely stunned by his magical performance. People watching other sports filled Olympic hockey stadiums. A German newspaper headline read, "The Olympic complex now has a magic show too." Berlin had posters. Visit hockey stadium to watch the Indian magician Dhyanchand in action. And the international media gave him a new name, Wizard of Hockey or the Hockey Magician. India defeated France for 10-0 in semi-final with Chand scoring 4 goals. But on the other side, the host and crowd's favorite Germany, who savagely defeated India in the practice match, was awaiting the Indian team in the finale. This shattered Indian team's confidence and morale. They lost all their hope of winning the Olympic gold medal for their nation. On the morning of the final, the entire team was nervous of facing the German team. In the locker room, Captain Dhyanchand was given the tricolour. The Indian team saluted the flag and prayed together. Leading his team, Captain Dhyanchand marched onto the field of Berlin Stadium. The gallery was full, with the German audience roaring in support of their nation. Indian team realized that the German team already had the advantage of their own crowd and grounds. And to complete everything, the German Nazi idol Adolf Hitler arrived to witness his country's triumph. The gallery became ecstatic seeing their Führer. Raising their hands, they shouted in one voice, "Hail Hitler!" The Indian team had realized that they were not only playing against a German hockey team, but against Adolf Hitler's Germany. But even the presence of the Führer couldn't make any difference. Once the match started, the magician began his magic show. Adolf Hitler and the German spectators got their first shock as India scored the first goal of the match in the first half itself. A defeat in their own soil in front of their Führer wasn't even in the worst nightmare of the German team. Germany wanted to win this Olympic final at any cost. What the second half witnessed was a merciless physical game of the German team. They started tackling Dhyanchand and other key Indian players by physically attacking them. In a violent attempt to prevent Chand from scoring another goal, the German goalkeeper collided with Dhyanchand, by which Chand got severely injured and lost his tooth. The medical team immediately took Dhyanchand for urgent treatment. Dhyanchand returned to the field after seeking medical attention with a mind to teach the Germans a lesson. He removed his spike shoes to run faster and started playing barefoot. The rest is history. The Indian team started hitting goals after goals into the German post. An anguished Adolf Hitler left the stadium in the middle of the game. Berlin Stadium couldn't believe what they were witnessing. India beat Germany for 8-1 in their home country, winning the Olympic gold medal of 1936. But even the famously insecure Hitler couldn't resist his admiration for the finest sportsman he ever witnessed. He came back to greet the hockey prodigy. What happened after that was probably more dramatic than the match itself. During the prize ceremony, Hitler offered Dhyanchand a high rank in the German army. Dhyanchand remained silent for a few seconds, then replied to Hitler with closed eyes but in a bold voice, "India is not for sale. It is my country, and I will live there until my last day." Even the packed stadium went completely silent and feared that the dictator would shoot Dhyanchand for refusing his offer. But to the utter surprise of the entire stadium, Hitler saluted him and said, "German nation salutes you for the love of your country India and your nationalism. Such players are born rarely in centuries." Dhyanchand won the Olympic gold medal consecutively in the years 1928, 1932 and 1936, writing his name in golden letters in the pages of history. After watching the hockey match in which Australia got defeated for 10-1, the cricket legend Don Bradman said to Chand, "You score goals like runs in cricket." In 1956, aged 51, he retired from the Indian Army with the rank of Major and was awarded the third highest civilian honor, the Padma Bhushan. But when the whole world was praising and admiring the legend of Indian sports, our nation had failed to give him the respect and recognition that he truly deserved when he was alive. Major Dhyanchand's end days were really tragic. In 1979, weakened from liver cancer, Dhyanchand went to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. He was getting by on a pension of Rs 200. Since no one recognized him, he was placed in the general ward and died 12 days later. 2 months before, he had expressed his disappointment at being neglected. "When I die, the world will cry. But India's people will not shed a tear for me. I know them," he said. India's highest sporting honor, Khelratna Award, which was named after former Prime Minister Rajivgandhi, is rechristened in the honor of the hockey wizard Dhyanchand since 2021.